Hello and welcome to this new channel. My name is Oran and I'm a French astrologer, as you can tell with my accent. And on today's video, I'm going to teach you everything you have to know about this transit of Jupiter going into Cancer and what does it mean for you. Let's get started. What is Jupiter and what does it mean for you? So maybe you're aware, but on June 9th, Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer. And why it is a big deal? It's because Jupiter in Cancer is exalted, which means it's the royal guest. It shines, it's super powerful. So it means that it really is going to impact your abundance, your luck, and maybe your finance. So a quick note on Jupiter. What is Jupiter and why it is important? Jupiter is the planet of expansion, blessing, wisdom, and growth. And like I said earlier, when it enters, the sign of Cancer is exalted. It brings deep emotional abundance and healing. So we're going to really explore what Jupiter is in astrology and why this transit is so powerful. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how this transit is going to impact your ascendant. So keep on watching. So in astrology, Jupiter is called Great Benefic. And in astrology, it really represents luck, abundance, expansion, and just everything that it touches kind of transform into gold. It talks also about spiritual expansion and optimism. So basically, wherever Jupiter is going into your chart will expand. It will bring you luck, abundance, and really expansion. So that's why it's really important to look where Jupiter falls into your chart and establish, well, those points. But I'm going to tell you everything about that at the end of the video. So you really have to stay grounded with this position of the planet. But you have to know too that Jupiter is not all about instant reward. It's long-term prosperity. So it's not because, let's say, you have your rising in Gemini that is going to hit your second house, which is the house of money, value. It doesn't mean that you're going to win the lottery and just become millionaire, but it means that you can have more luck into those area of your life, and but you need to work for it, but also you can have blessing. It brings faith, and this is what is the most beautiful about Jupiter. In astrology, it rules Sagittarius and co-rules also Pisces. And Jupiter loves freedom, travel, new idea, philosophy, spirituality. It's like the planet that says a big yes to everything. So now let's talk more about the really interesting topic of this video, which is Jupiter enters Cancer on June 9th, 2025. And it's going to stay in the sign of Cancer. It will retrograde eventually. And it's going to stay in the sign of Cancer until 2026. So what happened when Jupiter moves into Cancer? So Cancer is the sign of home, family, emotion, the mother, and intuition, the past, roots, and nourishment. It nourishes your souls, it nourishes your emotion, your value, your feeling of feeling safe. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, which makes it one of the most emotional sign of the zodiac. But you probably know that already. Especially if you have your moon in Cancer, actually. Let's say you have like a Sagittarius moon and you are Cancer, you're probably going to be less, prone to cry for anything. And it's not a problem. Like, I'm a big crier, even though I don't even have my moon in Cancer, but that's another topic. So Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, which means it functions at its best during this time. Think about richness of emotion and the most emotional and protective sign of the zodiac. It's like a safe space for Jupiter to be in. It's like the guest that you love receiving and you're like, please come once a month, please. But he won't be coming back until 12 years. So this is why it's important, because Jupiter in Cancer will not appear again before a long time. So take advantage of that. And honestly, if you were thinking about creating a business and stop your 9 to 5 and create something for yourself, I think it will be a very auspicious time to do so. And I think you're really gonna reconnect with your intuition and your emotion. But there is a but. We do have to take in consideration the aspects that Jupiter is going to make at the beginning of entering Cancer, because it is going to square Saturn and Neptune in Aries for a month or so. So I will say that the best time for you to feel all this good energy and luck and abundance and all of that will be after July 23rd. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that right now. So before we dive into your personal transit, let's look at like the collective mood of this Cancer transiting into Jupiter. So from June 9th to July 23rd, Jupiter in Cancer will form a tense square with both Neptune and Saturn in Aries. Neptune is the Lulu planet, and Saturn is like the big daddy that's like, you cannot do this and you cannot do that. But also it brings a lot of seeing the truth for what it is. And so what does it mean for the collective? What does those squares with Neptune in Aries and Saturn in Aries will mean as a collective with this such benefit and blessing of Jupiter going into the sign of Cancer? There's a tension between protection and pressure. So basically the theme of Neptune and Aries and Jupiter makes it really like tense. Let me give you some advice for the next month for you to not fall into some traps. Don't fall into anything that sounds too inspiring. Like Jupiter and Neptune square can really sometimes blur the truth and illusion. So if like maybe a job offer sounds way too nice to be true, it's probably because it's not true. Same for a relationship. Like really be careful if you're entering a new relationship between June 9th to July 23rd, because I feel like, it's gonna sound so nice. It's gonna be like amazing, but it's gonna be like delusional. So yeah, let's all make that clear. Like to put a little note on the calendar, not date this person seriously before the end of July. But yeah, this is the vibe for as a collective and what does it mean in astrology. At least you have some basic. So now let's talk about your horoscope. So let's start with Aries, like always, because y'all are the first. So what Jupiter will do to you during this transit, it will fall into your fourth house. Fourth house is the house of home, of roots, of family. You'll have a home and family expansion. Whether that means you will welcome somebody new in your home, maybe potentially a pregnancy, potentially, or maybe you're gonna get a dog or a cat, you know? That'd be nice too. You don't really have to, if you don't want to have kids, or let's say you cannot have kids. Like, I don't want to put stress on y'all. Like, but maybe it's gonna be like a good home time. Like, it's gonna flow with your partner. You're not gonna have family drama. Everything's gonna feel so nice and secure for you in your home, and it's gonna really be amazing for your mental health. This can also maybe mean you're gonna move to a new place. Maybe you're gonna buy a home, and maybe you dream home. So you see like everything that's related to home. Maybe you had a lot of trauma in the past years, and maybe you're gonna finally found this perfect, psychologist or healer that is really going to help you in your healing journey, and you're gonna feel good. Maybe you're gonna come to terms with your past, embrace your your roots, and just like have a good time. You're really gonna try to create this emotional safety through your home and the people that are really close to you. So that's a little quick notes for you, Aries. Now let's go with Taurus rising. So for you, Taurus rising, it's gonna impact your third house. Yeah, the third house talks about communication and learning, and also like neighbors and just maybe your cousin and like a small community. So the themes that are going to be activated through this Jupiter transit for you is like social media, speaking, writing. Like, let's say you want to write a book, go ahead. That's like the best time to do so. And also, you want to really like rebrand your social media or just like start on social media, period. It would be the best time for you to do so because this energy is really in your favor, like connecting, socializing, writing, and also talks about short trips. So maybe you're gonna not really go super far, but maybe you're gonna travel in your town and, well, travel in your town. That sounds funny. But you're just gonna have fun, in your town or in close proximity other town that are next to yours. And your daily thinking is going to be better than ever. Your internal monologue is going to be more healthy. And you need to work to it. You cannot just be, this is what I was telling you at the beginning. Jupiter is a very benefic planet, but you cannot sit around and just wait that everything's gonna fall into your lap. You really need to work towards those goals, but if you do work, it will pay off. So yeah, this is for you, Taurus is rising. It's the best time to just like start your social media. I'm not gonna lie, like get this TikTok, get this Instagram, and just make your way up and get that cash. Okay, now let's move to Gemini rising, which is my rising. And we're going to be set. This is a great time for us. If you wanted to open up your own business, this is the time. It will hit our second house, which is the house of money, of value, of self-worth. So it's definitely like an amazing year for us. And I am just very excited because I need that. I need that. So you may receive a raise, start your side hustle that you've been really thinking about for a long time, and having more feeling of being secure with money and having like more money flowing to you. But it's also more about valuing yourself, your voice, your talent, your worth, than always like money wise. You will earn money through your skills. You will have a better self-confidence and self-worth. You're gonna monetize your talent. So don't sleep on that. If you have a talent and you were thinking about this side hustle for the longest time, go for it. I'm telling you, this is like the best time for us this year. It's just like, go get that bag because it's waiting for you. But you have to work, but you feel good about yourself. You feel confident. So everything will flow for you. Okay, now let's talk about Cancer rising. And obviously, this is going to impact your first house because it's going to fall into your rising sign. So, the first house in astrology are self image, confidence, identity. Like, the first house is your identity, your purpose, and personal leadership. You're really gonna feel more confident, more optimistic, and honestly, really ready to start a new chapter. It's a really great time for you to really step into your personal power, rebranding, healing your body, and stepping into your leadership. Now let's talk about Leo rising. So this is going to hit your 12th house. The 12th house is all about healing, karma, and spiritual gifts. So you're probably going to have like some sort of spiritual expansion. You may dive deep into healing journey, maybe solitude. And I know y'all love to connect and don't really like to be alone, but I do feel it's going to be like an amazing time for you. You're really going to be able to breathe in this whole process, and it's not going to always be super comfortable, but it's going to bring you luck. Remember, it's Jupiter, so even though it's solitude, it's not a bad kind of solitude. It's solitude that you're gonna want and need for you to be able to like have this spiritual growth and awakening. And honestly, here Jupiter is really helping you prepare for a big new beginning in 2026. So if you really have to work on something during this transit, I will tell you to work on all your emotional baggage. And maybe you've done to do that in the past and it didn't really work. I'm telling you, this year is going to work. This year, you are going to realize and have some sort of illumination about stuff that happened to you, that you couldn't really work through it before because you were too like traumatized, but now you will see a difference. So take this time for yourself. It's gonna be good. Now let's talk about Virgo rising. So for you, Virgos is going to hit your 11th house, the house of community, social growth, dreams, but also more like maybe social media too. Like I think for you, it would be a good time to start social media because, or maybe you have a social media presence, but you feel like it's haven't grow the way you wanted. It is going to grow this year because it's literally bringing community together. So it will work out really for you. It will be amazing. And also social group. Like let's say you are experiencing some sort of solitude with your friendship and maybe you feel like you're not connecting with people the same as you used to. I feel like you're gonna find this new community that will understand you and you're gonna find long-lasting friendship, which we love that for you. You're gonna have a better long-term vision for the future and your goals are really going to be crystal clear. And like I said, your online presence is really going to be strong this year. So don't sleep on that. You guys have like the best sense, sometimes the best sense of style. I mean, yes, a Libra rising will be super fashionable and super glamorous, but I feel like a Virgo rising, you'll have this aesthetic that is super unique. And I mean, if you're able to like step into that more original path, but even if it's not original, it will be so curated and so cool. Like I think Virgo rising are actually super cool. I have friends are concerned about, not concerned, but like, oh my God, I really don't like the fact that I have a Virgo rising. I'm like, girl, your Virgo rising is so cool. Your Virgo rising is so curated and just nobody have the vision like you do. So embrace that and create your social account and try to grow this community because it's really in your favor. Okay. Now let's talk about Libra rising. Okay. So for you, Libra, it's going to be work, 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 work. Oh my God. I'm so cringe. Sorry. I'm just trying to like be serious, but also like I'm a Gemini moon and a Gemini rising. So obviously, inside of me, I'm just like this little boy running around on crack. Yeah. Anyway, so Libra, 10th house is success, recognition, and work. So I think you're gonna have, like, let's say you were hoping for this promotion. Yes, it is coming for you. You're gonna have a better, clear vision on your professional path. Like, let's say you've been wondering what to do. You're gonna have some sort of epiphany about, oh, actually, I wanna be, I don't know, a baker. Something like that. Like, you'll have this moment for yourself where you're gonna be like, okay, this is what I want. You're gonna feeling more ambitious to start your new career, maybe, or continue in this career that you feel like you've been stuck. You're gonna see you're gonna have this promotion, you're gonna have this raise, and everything's gonna really like flow to you. It's a really, really good time for your public recognition, career growth, and also you're gonna have this courage inside of you to lead. You really sometimes maybe you don't know what to do and you don't know what to say, and you're too balanced to take a side. But this year you really are going to be on your leadership position. You're really gonna know what you want and know what you do and know what you're doing is meaningful. And maybe you feel like you're a con artist. That feeling is going to disappear because you're not. Honestly, fake it until you make it, you know? Now let's talk about Scorpio rising. Okay, so for Scorpio rising, it's going to impact your 9th house, which is the house of learning, expansion to studying and wisdom. So maybe you're gonna really go into this spiritual work and awakening, expanding your mind. Maybe you're gonna travel more this year. Maybe it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a really good year for you to travel. Maybe this is going to bring you a lot of good luck. Maybe you're gonna find love abroad or on a vacation. Maybe you're gonna discover new culture and be interested in starting to work for something new and just being more aligned with yourself and just being more spiritually and aligned, you know? It's gonna be a very spiritual year for you too. So yeah, like I said, a lot of traveling for you, and just traveling is going to bring you luck. whatever it is, it will bring you luck. And let's say you cannot, like, and I hear you, like, let's say financially it's complicated to travel. You don't have to go far to travel. You can go just like, even in your town, just like discover, like, just like put yourself out there to discover new things. And this is what I mean by traveling and discovering and just, do those things. Just be open minded and it will bring you a lot of luck. Okay, now Sagittarius. Sagittarius rising. This is going to impact your 8th house, which is the house of transformation and intimacy. It's going to be maybe deblocking some block you had. So what I see for you is deep transformation. And you also may receive financial support, like maybe you're hoping for someone to help you financially. And I can see that for you, like maybe for your work or maybe for your school, like if you're still a student and you've been like struggling financially and then suddenly you're having like this aunt that is like, oh my God, like just come sleep at my house and I'll give you even like money for you to go buy your food. I mean, that's like very shallow actually, but that could be one of the things that can happen for you. You may have some inheritance, so not like through death. I don't want to scare you, but maybe you're gonna receive money from somebody or something you wouldn't expect it at first. Like you may thought that it was going to be later or sooner. Maybe somebody owe you some debt and they're gonna pay you finally. Oh my God. But it's gonna be also a deep dive into intimacy, just maybe your relationship with your body, with others, with like even sexuality, and also healing. It's going to be a very healing time. It's honestly a great time to do shadow work, therapy, and you're probably going to be more magnetic too. Like a magnetic inner strength. You're really going to embrace that. Your true power, your true self is really going to be embracing who you truly are. And that sometimes you have difficulty showing to others is really going to show right now. Okay, now let's talk about Capricorn rising. And this is going to impact your 7th house. 7th house is all about the others. Relationship and sacred contract, getting married. Like you'll see that for yourself, you getting into a relationship, you getting married, or just you finding the one. Yeah, you might find the one, and that's great. That's amazing. But also you might find a best friend. Maybe you were disconnected with your friend, maybe you will reconnect with them in a sense that is more a lot of respect for each other and no drama, none of that, just like pure bliss with others and just some sort of balance and support. And like you will feel supported. Like let's say you're going through hard stuff, you will feel that your people have your back. But it also is a time for you to put some work into being maybe more open to others. So yeah, you really have to work towards this peace too. It's not gonna all fall in your lap, but what I'm saying is there's great opportunity for growth, but you have to be open to it. So definitely work on those wounds and emotional baggage that you may have had for the past years through relationship and stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be a lucky time, prosperous time for you. Now let's talk about Aquarius rising. And this is going to hit your 6th house. The 6th house is the house of habit and work and holistic health too. So this is really going to impact your daily work, your routine, your wellness, and maybe you'll have a better routine. Maybe you're like scattered all over the place and now you finally found this method that works for you, where you feel super aligned and super connected and just like you making your to-do list and you are able to actually check off everything off this list. Finally, it's like the best. But you also have a better relationship with your body. You will feel more prone to eat healthy, to maybe do sports, and just having more energy and willingness to be healthy. You'll feel more disciplined than ever. So really work towards that. Like I could see you doing like that, those kind of challenge, like 75 hard challenge and stuff. I think that's something you may do this year, honestly. And good for you. And now let's finish with Pisces. For you, Pisces is going to be hitting your 5th house, which is the house of romance, creation, creativity. I'll see you writing this like beautiful song and get famous for it. I think this is your time. You'll have some sort of creativity project that will flourish. You may be connecting with your inner child. You'll have some romance going on for you. It'll be nice and light and just like pure creation and self-expression. Like this is going to be very easy for you, all those things. And people will have natural recognition for your talent. Like people will notice you for your creativity and your talent. And maybe you're thinking like, oh my God, okay, like I don't know how to paint or I don't know how to draw. It's not always about that. It's like maybe you're a great speaker, maybe you're a great videographer, maybe you're a great, I don't know, whatever you're great at, you'll be recognized for it. So it's the best. It's the best feeling because you'll feel some sort of finally being value for what you are and the work you put in. So yeah. Okay, that is it, guys, for this video on Jupiter and what it brings you. I hope you liked it. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment and just follow me on my socials. I also sell birth chart reading and tarot reading if you're interested. And if you want to know more about yourself and about personal transit, everything will be linked in my bio. But until then, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.